This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, Loco sports fans, Justin Jarrett along with Wes Kerr, as usual, for the LowcoSports Lowdown, a Monday 9 o'clock thing now, Thursday 9 o'clock thing. I think that's what we're settling into for the fall. And then Fridays are for football. We got lots of football to talk about on Fridays, of course, with Lowco Game Day Live at 12:30 p.m. lunchtime. Get you ready for kickoff, and then we'll take you all the way through. After it's all over, tell you all about it on Lowco Pigskin Live, which, man, that was the most fun show we've ever done Friday night. It was pure chaos, and you had to dip out early, but we had all kinds of people in here chopping it up and just talking about all kinds of things, and it was a good time. So I really like the direction we're headed, and I'm really excited about tonight's show. We got the ghost, Ron Parker, waiting in the green room. We're going to get to him in just a minute after we get things started here, but how you holding up, Wes? Today's the first day I feel like a human almost, because like last week was rough, and then Friday night was a late night, and then I had to get up and coach softball, and then go drive to Walterboro and coach baseball, and drive back, and then drive back to Walterboro on Sunday and coach baseball, and drive back, and I'm running on fumes, but I got mostly caught up on sleep and work yesterday. Still got a little work to do, but glad to be back in here with you talking sports. How was your weekend, man?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I just keep my eye on the tropics right now with Idalia about to make landfall in the Tampa, Florida area, and so I'm just going to keep an eye on that. But I had a nice, relaxing weekend. Was able to get to the beach, but I'm just hoping that we don't get hit too hard by the storm. You just never know with these kinds of systems where it's going to go, but. You worry about the rain, the flooding, so you just hope everything goes well. We don't get too banged up, and we're getting ready for another big week of football on Friday night, because every week just ups the ante. These few weeks you think of it as like a television show. You introduce the character, so all the main attractions, if you will, and then things start to get more climactic as the season's on, and it's cool to follow along with that journey throughout the fall. But there's a lot to be excited about. We lost one team from the poll, so we still have I believe two others.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
Yeah, Buford dropped off. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit, but they'll be fine. Yeah. We ain't worried. But we'll talk a little football later on, back half of the show, some week one takeaways. We'll check out Loco Lights, watch it together, comment, have fun. That's our favorite thing. I think Sam Williams is going to try to jump in with us for that week one takeaways segment too, so that'll be good times. But we got the man of the hour. The first, is he the first guy to have his number retired at Beaver High? I mean, I assume so when I saw the one number on the scoreboard, but he's definitely the legend of Buford High. So let's get him in here. The ghost, Ron Parker. What's up, Bo?
Not much. What's up with y'all boys, man? How y'all doing?
Doing all right, man. How cool was it to go back to the old stomping grounds the other night and be the man of the hour and have your number retired there on Ladies Island?
Oh, man, it was a great feeling. It was a real cool moment for me, my family, my friends, everybody get to enjoy that special moment that I had the other night with me. And it was a dream come true, man. We had a good time. I enjoyed the ceremony at halftime. And like I said, I was just blessed to be able to go up there and just be a leader for the community, man, and for some guys to look up to and give those guys some inspiration, man, and give them some drive to life.
There it is. Number 3 will never be worn again for Buford High School football, as you see it retired below the scoreboard there. But it was cool to do it in front of the fans to get that recognition and to get that honor. But especially, it had to be rewarding to have Coach Clifford be a part of that and help lead on and orchestrate the ceremony. And then you have your family, your friends beside you. So how special was that to have Coach Clifford be a part of it and for him to, do the honors as your number got retired?
It was really important, man, for him to be there. I think with him just being in my journey and that's the early part of my journey in high school. He played a big part of my role and where I'm at today. And for me, just loving the game, man, I was glad that he was able to be there to make it and present that to me, man. I think I think that speaks volumes of the school and how they think of him and the job he's done for his kids in the past, to what he done did to start the program out. So it was a very special moment, man, to have him there, and I was glad, and that's my guy forever, man. I'd never forget about Coach Clifford, man, and I love him. I love him like a brother. So I was glad for him to even be there for that moment, so I can enjoy it too. I think it was important for him to be there with our athletic director as well.
Jerry.
So with Coach Lynn, he been there coming throughout my time, and those men made me a better man today. And I tip my hat off to those guys, man, for just opening up their arms and making me feel like family when I was in high school. So it was a great feeling to have those guys there and have them present that to me.
Yeah, I saw both of them over at BA at the BA game in the first half or before the game, and they were both like, "Yeah, we got to get over to Buford High at halftime, see Ghosts." So they were doing the Superman routine. They were running all over town to make sure they got there to see you. But that's super cool, and Clifford's still doing good work. He looks great too, man. Doesn't he look as healthy as you've seen him in a long time?
Oh man, he still looks exactly the same. I'm talking about. It looked like nothing has changed on him since I've been playing for him, man. And he's in great shape. Great guy. I love him.
And
It cracks me up.
And of course, after the number was officially retired, you got to take some pictures over on the track with family and friends. What did that interaction mean to you for them to be by your side throughout this process, and just to look back at all of those guys who you bonded with and played with that you got to experience this moment with.
That meant everything to me, man. They've been there from the beginning to the end, from my whole time, my high school experience, Little League experience, college experience, NFL experience. So for them to be there, man, we had a lot of laughs and joys, talking about some old moments from time when time been passed, and they done seen me grow, I done seen them grow, and it's a beautiful thing to see how power is real powerful when people stick together as a group. And that was my biggest support throughout my whole career, man. So it was a great feeling just having them there, just being there at the time when I got my jersey retired, because they felt like it was important for them to be there.
That's the Big 8 boys. Is that what they go by or went by back in the day?
A couple of the Big 8 boys was out there, man. In my group, I grew up with those guys. It was 8 of us, and we grew up together since we was like 7 or 8 years old, man. And we still like this till this day. So it's just we got the secret sauce to how to keep guys together. But yeah, we got a great group of guys, man. And all of them wasn't able to show up there, but most of them, a couple of those guys showed up because we all spread out all throughout the U.S. now. But a couple of those guys was able to be there to support me, man, and that was dope to see some of my old teammates. I was kind of wishing we can kind of throw back on some pads and take somebody's helmet and put some cleats on and go out there and take a couple reps for those guys. But no, it was all fun, man, just with those guys being there.
They could have used you against a pretty good 4D team.
Oh yeah, they did, man. They had a very good, strong first half. I thought they was gonna pull it out, but I think they'll be all right in the end. It was just like a great team, great experienced team, man, and those guys they was playing against was great. So I think they did a good job, and they can learn something from this game for sure, and it'll help them in the long run.
And kind of like what we saw with last year's team and the year before that, scheduling up, challenging tough opponents, and we saw it pay off with 2 straight trips to the state championship game and then the 1 state title last year. So I'm not worried at all about this team. I think a lot of young players are learning the ropes, and I think this group is going to really click once you get into region play. It's going to be a tough region, though, but I'm still excited for what this group was able to accomplish. You were able to see them on the field. Any guys in particular that caught your eye, especially on the defensive side, where you really were a standout throughout your entire career, but especially over there at Buford? Any guys that really caught your eye in that game?
I think a couple of guys caught my eyes, man. I'm not familiar with all their names, but it was a couple of guys caught my eyes out there on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. They was out there flying around making plays, saying celebrating, having fun, and that's what the game is all about. I've seen a couple of guys making plays, celebrate with their teammate, and just having fun and win, lose, or draw, man. That's what it's about. Anytime you play in this game, and I was happy to see those guys just doing that at an early age, man, and just out there having fun, and taking the opportunity at their time and making the most of it. It was a beautiful thing, offense and defense and special teams. They made plays on special teams too. So I was like, man, they got a great group, special guys, man. I think they're just a little bit young, but that's all good because when their time comes, they're gonna be a force at hand, and there was something to watch the other night, man. I loved it.
Yeah, I think they're going to be just fine, and I think they probably get right a little bit this week against Hilton Head. Although I think that's a pretty interesting matchup. Hilton Head's a little stronger this year. Buford maybe a tick down to start the season, so it could be competitive. But I think that Buford team's probably got to be one of the better 0-2 teams in the state, without a doubt. But let me ask you, Ghost, did you catch that SWAC MEAC challenge the other night? Did you see all those Buford and Buford County guys playing for SC State and Jackson State?
Yes, man. I was able to catch that. I was able to catch the game. I had the game. I had that game on and another game on, just watching, scrolling back and forth. But I love to see anybody from Buford, man, and those guys did a great job of representing the 843 and just going out there and just playing hard football and putting on the show. Like I said, I think we got a lot of hidden gems that's coming up. You know what I mean? So if they hear about more guys from Buford other than me, my story won't be the last one because it's plenty of talent around there. And I think that those guys are doing a good job of showcasing their talent, man. And in that game, those guys definitely represented Buford well.
Well, you
No
certainly
question.
paved the way for that to, give the opportunity for those kids and set the example. So obviously you were a big part of that. But have you been able to, talk, especially last year, I'm sure you were able to talk to Casey Fields and maybe Irv Moley and some of those guys that are on those rosters. How cool is it to see the growth of Casey Fields last year from a guy who's mostly a wide receiver to becoming a star in the backfield and absolutely willing the Eagles all the way to that state championship. So were you able to talk and chat with Casey at all, and just your thoughts on how hard he's worked to get himself to this opportunity?
I was able to talk with him lately, ever since he kind of took off with his career at the end of it in high school. Just talked to him just briefly after the game, maybe, and but I keep in touch with his brother. Me and Ty Man talk all the time. Ty Man keeps me updated. He hit me up for advice if they got any questions, and I shoot it back to them. And I usually just try to give him a message, man, and let him play ball, man. Casey's one of those guys where he's just a dog, man. Wherever he land at, he's gonna go out there and fight and make the most of his opportunity, man. And it's a blessing to see him just from last year, just running in the state championship game to playing on college football at that level right now, man. It was great to see him out there, and I kind of don't worry about Casey too much because I know he's going to shine. He's a great kid off the field, and I just love the way how he transitioned over from safety to receiver to running back. You got to be a special kid to do that, man. And I tip my hat off to him, bro. Just for willing to open up his arms and and whatever the team needs. I think he do a great job of just inserting himself at whatever position they ask him to play.
Yeah, he's just a football player and a competitor. He's going to go out and give you the best he's got. But he got on the field. Got the box score here. He got on the field in his debut. Not a huge numbers or anything. 3 for 13. Had a 7-yard run and caught a pass. So that's good stuff. But Irv Mulligan, he's lighting it up. Former Whale Branch star, 14 for 109 and a touchdown. Broke a 46-yard touchdown to open the scoring. Jaheim Hazel had a nice game for them as well. So very cool to see all those Lowco guys playing there. And I definitely think we're getting on the map a little bit more than we used to be back in your day, for sure. I think that the internet has definitely helped shine the light down here a little bit, and hopefully we're doing our part too. But what's been going on with you? You obviously we're gearing up for the Chiefs season. You and me, we gotta go defend. But what's happening with you, and what's happening in life?
Man, I'm just ready. Football season is getting started now, so I'm finna take off and finna hit a couple games, go visit a couple games. Of course, go see my Chiefs a couple times this year. My daughter just started school, and my son just started school for the first time. So she's in the volleyball. My son, he plays basketball and he plays baseball. So I've been just interacting with those, man. The kids keeping what I'm saying. They've been keeping me busy for the most part. Just go to watch them at all the events and try to be there for them whenever
Tell
they
you
can.
about it.
Yeah, so that's what I've been on lately, man. Just putting in some time with my kids and trying to make them the best they can be on and off the field, just helping them with whatever they need help with, whether it's homework, whether it's whatever sport they're playing. I'll just try to do a good job to be there for them. And that's what I've been up to lately, man. Just putting in that time for them. The summer wraps up the summer. So, time to focus on school and get things in order. So that's what I've been up to lately, man. Just trying to make sure the kids and everybody's straight.
Well, it's very
Heard.
rewarding, to be a father and to make a difference in the kids and to enhance their lives and be that father figure. There's nothing like it, and it's something that you will be better off of from as a person, and just it makes you proud when you impact those kids and do all you can to help them, and that's what it's all about. So great stuff there. But you mentioned your Kansas City Chiefs coming off a Super Bowl win last February. Just your overall thoughts on how Andy Reid's squad is looking this year as they go for a third title in 5 years.
I think we're in a good spot right now. We had a good preseason. Training camp came to an end. The guys look good and ready for the season. I think everybody's on board. I think we're in the same spot we've been in last year. So basically, with that being said, if we're in the same spot we've been in last year, I think we got another chance at winning the Super Bowl. Just another opportunity with great guys around offense, defense, and special teams. Man, they got a great core. And they did a good job of just trying to keep everybody together, and that was key, man. And I think our defense be even better than last year, so they better look out and be on scared of the Chiefs for sure again this year, because I think our defense will speak a little bit more volume than they did last year. And if that's off and rolling, then I think everybody's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I'm pumped for the Chiefs this year for sure. But you got anything else for Ghost West, or shall we let him get on with it? The kids got to get ready for school. Got to get to bed, get ready for school.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go.
Just out real quick, it had to be cool for you and that entire organization over there at Beaufort High football program. It's rare to see a number of jersey retire. You have to do something really special to have that happen. So, we'll just reflect on your time at Beaufort High and how that, trajectory kind of landed you an opportunity to continue your career and just what you learned as a high school football player that these young boys and girls watching can take away from.
I think what I learned from that, man, in my house, just earlier in my career as in high school, just being in Beaufort, it kind of turned me into who I am today. From me being a 3-sport athlete, I played baseball, basketball, and football. And with that being said, I think if any athlete, you have to have your grades first, right? So I think the biggest thing for me, what it showed me earlier in my career in life is, all right, well, if you want to play football, then you got to get your grades. And I wanted to be on the field, I wanted to be on the basketball court, and I wanted to be on the diamond on the baseball field so bad. I would do anything to make sure my grades are straight. So when it comes time for me to perform on the football field, basketball field, or baseball field, I would be right. So that discipline right there just kind of give me a little edge on life, just on being disciplined, being on time, putting in the work. And with me, just like I say, playing baseball, basketball, and football, and Beaufort High coming up through at that time, it kind of made me who I am today. And every sport made me better in the next sport when I was transferring from basketball to football, from football to baseball, however it was. When I led into the next sport, I was actually better because it was like I had an off season, but I was always doing something. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a football off season when you off, but you still working and you always trying to accomplish something. So I think by me just playing those 3 sports, man, it kind of just set the tone, and it gave me separated me from everybody else when it comes to my talent, because I was able to just put all in one toolbox, man. And anytime we play in one sport, I was able to take things from my other intangibles and add it to my toolbox, and that's what made me who I am today. So just going through there, man, just the discipline, just being disciplined, going to class on time, showing up to practice, you know what I'm saying, the willing to work and putting in the effort. That showed me like, all right, well, if you want to separate yourself, you have to stay on it, stay focused, be disciplined, and just, you know what I'm saying, just have a light at the end of the tunnel and have vision. It gave me vision early in my career when I was there in Beaufort High. I was like, okay, well, every level, every grade I'm at, I feel like I'm better than everybody at all times, no matter what field I stepped on. So that right there opened up my eyes, and it kind of like, all right, man, I want to go do this. And that's what gave me my vision to get where I'm at now. I always had a vision, and I never let that lane close until my mission was complete. So, Buford did a good job of just all of the faculty and staff, from the principals, what I'm saying, just the way they raised us back then to, made us to being everywhere I go. People was like, man, you so nice. I'm like, that's how we do in the South. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And, we just got manners and just carry ourselves that way. So I tip my hat off to the school for just turning me into that guy.
Yeah, and I love what you said about discipline, and made me think of a great interview I had the other day with a high school swimmer from Hilton Head Christian Academy who's going to the Naval Academy, and he said, we talk a lot about the fact that you have to choose between two pains in life, and you have to choose one or the other, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And we're choosing the pain of discipline, and we're going to put our heads down and see how far it takes us. And
Yep.
that blew me away from a high school senior to say something with that depth. But that's the kind of things that sports instill in you. I mean, being around coaches who are leaders of men and preach the things that make you excel in sports are also the things that make you excel in life. And when you start from an early age and you start to instill that stuff, you get all the way through high school. You got some really mature, emotionally mature individuals who've been through a lot of adversity and really learned a lot of life lessons. So I think there's a lot to that, and I think it puts you on your path to what you want to be and being the best at whatever you're going to be. So you definitely found your path and climbed the ladder all the way to the top, man. So we're all proud of you here in the Loco, and congrats for having that number retired, man. They can never take that one away.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate that. I put that to rest for good. So, that's gone now. I tell my son, if you want to wear another number, man, you have to ask me to unretire that for you if you go down there and play in Buford.
That's right. That's a coveted number too, man. 3, like that's a big number to be taken off the board.
Oh yeah,
You got to be pretty special to get that one retired.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, man. Like I said, that's every kid's dream come true moment right there. And I think with me, ever since I was 5 or 6 years old, I was like, okay, I want to have my jersey retired. I think that'd be cool. Like, I want to make it. First of all, I said I want to make it. Then after that, I said I want to have my jersey retired. So just for all of that to happen in place, the way I dreamed of it, man, and the vision I seen, it's just a nice thing to see how, if you stay focused and you have a vision, what's the outcome? The sky is the limit.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Well, we appreciate you, Gus. We'll let you get on with the bedtime routine, but thanks for jumping on with us, and we look forward to talking to you down the road, especially when the Chiefs win another Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, man. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys too, man. I appreciate it, and I love it. I enjoy every moment with you guys.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Gotta love the Ghost, man. He's as good as they get right there. Love that dude. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, I mean, he's such a humble guy. He knows where his roots were, and he does so many things here to represent the Loco, both here and then all of his tours of duty in professional football, all the way to Kansas City, where he put together a heck of a career for the Chiefs. And you talk about a guy who is a proven leader of men, and Andy Reid. I mean, that guy had to be such a motivating guy for him to continue on that path, and just all those lessons and teachings that he helped instill in him, combined with all he learned from back here at home in the Loco. I mean, what a great person to be a leader, a mentor, and just a motivator, as we've seen, as evidenced by his outstanding coaching career, and just what a great landing spot that he was able to find and carve out a special career, and one that's going to help electrify the careers of maybe even more Loco players. And Hilton Head, of course, we see Puna Ford from Hilton Head, who's now with the Bills, and of course Steve Delaney. But to have somebody go full circle and kind of have that return home to get his jersey retired, I think he's not going to be the last guy in the Loco. I think for that to happen, and I think he's always always has a place here as a legend here in the Low Country. And fantastic. It was just an honor for me to witness that and get to shoot video and to see a historical Loco moment in person. Those games are always the most special. Those state championship wins, of course, but then these ones where you get to see your heroes come back home.
Yeah, very cool. I had some FOMO for sure, but I did not get cheated, man. I got A pretty good first half at BA. Hilton Head Prep defense playing really tough, and then I got a phenomenal second half and overtime of Creek Ridgeland. But we'll talk about that later. Got a lot of highlights from that one to talk about. But let's shout out the MVP sponsors who make this all possible, and we're going to switch it up and go backwards today, sort of. We're going to start at the back of the row and go with Hospice Care, the Low Country first. My guy Jimmy Diamond, James Dismond. He is the CEO at Hospice Care. We call him Jimmy Diamond as a joke, and I just mixed it up. But he's so great. He just sets the tone for that whole place. Such a great, fun, caring staff, and they really want to make your end of life experience a pleasant one. And I've heard some incredible stories about things they've done for folks to make them more comfortable at the end of their life. You know, jazz musicians that just wanted to hear live music one more time, and they brought in a jazz musician to play for them, you know, in their room, and they passed within hours after. And, you know, just, I mean, it's just all kinds of stories like that. And it makes me really feel proud to be a partner with Hospice Care of the Low Country and Palliative Care of the Low Country. They just do great work in our community, and they're not for profit. So they raise a ton of money through great events. They have a new one coming up soon called Harmonious. Going to be a great night of jazz and music and singing and all kinds of fun stuff, and they throw great parties. So they're going to raise a lot of money so that folks won't have to come out of pocket for hospice care in this community, and that's an important thing. So please support the official hospice care of the LowcoSports, Hospice Care of the Low Country. On the real estate front, we've got our friends actually, we've got my wife, the official realtor of LowcoSports, Megan Jarrett, at the Pierce Group, and you know, she's the one who really makes this thing go, because she could shut it down with one word, but she gave us the go, and she continues to support LowcoSports, and hopefully y'all will support her when you're looking for your starter home or your forever home here in the Lowco. She has got a great feel for the market, and she will work harder than anyone for you to make sure you get in the right house, including calling on Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspector of LowcoSports, to do that home inspection. Make sure you're making a good investment. They're going to check everything out. My guy Jan is just a wealth of knowledge. He is very conscientious and really looks out for his customers, because his philosophy is that he's not going to tell you an inconvenient truth. He would rather tell you an inconvenient truth than tell you a half-truth that may come back to burn you in the end. So he's going to go make sure you go in with your eyes open and get a great house here in the Lowco. And when you close that deal, we're going to call on Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorneys of the Lowco, our original sponsors way back in 2017, still with us 6.5 years later. Just a testament to the wonderful people that Ryan and Tiffany Mickelson are. They have a great team. They're going to help you with all your legal needs, but they are the official real estate closing attorneys of LowcoSports. So, Wes, those are our MVP sponsors. Many thanks to them. Let's get into a little fall sports, little weekend roundup. I was down in it all weekend. If I wasn't coaching or working, I was sleeping. But I know there was a big swim meet at Hilton Head Christian. I know just about everybody had a bunch of standouts. The Lowco squads had a bunch of state qualifiers. And I know there was a big golf tournament, too, that May River girls played very well.
Yeah, a lot going on over the weekend. And, you know, it's cool to see all these fall sports get into action. It can be tough because there's so many to keep an eye on, and your seasons go by as soon as you know it, you're looking at state championships for swimming. So especially that swim season, it goes by in a flash. But just like the swimmers do, because they are flying up and down the pools, and had a great week, especially at the HHCA Hilton Head Christian Invitational JP2 with a couple of state qualifiers. Cypress Daniel, Nell Winslow, Anson Daniel, and Leo Iskander. So a nice showing there for JP2. And then, of course, you look at Hilton Head Christian Academy. That program has done a great job these last few seasons, building some hardworking. Can we talk about the week ago when we talked about Jack Ussery and how what he did in the pool, but also what he does as a leader and as a student.
Man.
So these kids are really special. Swimming is such a grind, and I've massive respect for all of those. I've actually for all the student athletes, but especially what these swimmers have to do. And so great to see their season get underway, and a couple of standouts there in the pool. But then going over to the golf course, a great finish for May River. We've talked about them being at the top, winning a couple of state titles. And now they're trying to reload this year and put on a heck of a performance. Second place at the Lady Blue Jackets Invitational this past weekend. And Claire Green and Robin Zatrur, both standouts named to the all-tournament team. So you look at some of these girls who have been veterans of the squad who are important. You want to see them put up those low numbers, and then you got to look up to you got to have that depth to support that. But it's always nice to have those strong players you can turn to shoot low, and that program has continued to do a fantastic job. And I'm excited to see what they do as we go deeper into the season, because it's they've lost a lot. They've had a couple of standouts go on to play at the college level, and now they're trying to continue the tradition. So far so good for the Maryville Sharks, but not going to be easy with the talent, the crop of talent that continuing to rise across the state in Class 4A. But an excellent start here for that Maryville girls golf team as they chase another state title.
Yeah, they've got two really, really strong players at the top with Claire Green and Robin Zatrur. And then, I think it's just a matter of how much the next three can really progress over the course of the season. Because, if you get a girl who hasn't played a ton of competitive golf and you get her out there playing a lot of reps, she's going to take a lot of shots off pretty quickly, So I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be right there in the mix. I'm not sure who's coaching them this year, but, it doesn't totally matter all that much. But Claire and Robin are outstanding. They're going to give them a chance. They're always going to have two good scores up there, and that gives you a shot. Because then if two of the other three can hold it together pretty decent, you'll be in good shape. But as far as the swimming goes, you're absolutely spot on about Jack Custry and the leadership that he displays, and that definitely filters down. That rubs off on people when you have a peer who is speaking to you on that level as far as motivation and mindset training. Like that's really big. That's invaluable as a coach, and the dedication that you mentioned to swimming. Just being the chauffeur for a swimmer that's a grind. It's messing me up, man. I got to get up way too early these days, and we got to meet tomorrow, 5:00 at the Bluffton Pool. So come on out to the Bluffton Rec Pool over on Pritchard Street. Check out the swimmers. It'll only be about 175 degrees in there, I'm sure. But there's no admission charge. You only got to pay $5 if you want a heat sheet. Truman going to make his backstroke debut. He told me tonight he doesn't know how to do the flip turn, so how to do the turn. So we'll see how that turns out tomorrow.
What's his go-to stroke so far? Is he a freestyle?
He's been a freestyle guy exclusively thus far as racing goes, but this will be his 100 backstroke debut. So he's a little anxious about the turn. I said, just ask Coach tomorrow at the meet. You can work on it in warm-ups, and I'm pretty sure you can just swim down there and just turn around and swim back.
You see the flags, you know when to turn.
That's right. But he's never practiced. He hasn't practiced the backstroke turn at all, and he's going to go do it tomorrow. So we're learned by doing, people. He and I. Yep. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But that's I think that's about all we had going on this weekend. I'm sure there was other stuff, but nothing that rose to.
I'm sure there's a couple teams in there.
Yeah, I'm sure there may have been a volleyball tournament here or there, but we'll get into region play with them soon enough. Those tournaments are always weird anyway. Sometimes it's just 2 games, and if you split, it's a tie. And I don't understand what's going on at volleyball tournaments half the time. Get off my lawn. But let's shout out some more sponsors. Hit up our varsity sponsors here, starting with DDS Web Design. We're online all the time, Wes. We're hitting up all these websites. Every once in a while, we come to one where you're like, whoa, what is going on with this website? They got to do something about this. If that happens, reach out. Say, hey, I found your website a little difficult to navigate, but I know a great company that could help you get it working better for you and generating more business. You should call DDS Web Design or hit them up at ddshhi.com, and they'll get you a website up and running quickly and use the best SEO tactics to make sure that you get found online and generate more business. And Dave and Denise love to work with small businesses and nonprofits to help them do more and think bigger, including Hospice Care of the Low Country. Just redesigned their website. So give them a call and see what they can do for you, and be sure to let them know that Lowco sent you. And our other varsity sponsor so far this season is Parker Law Group, and our friends out there have been serving folks with legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties for years, and now they're helping us continue to expand our coverage into those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Low Country. And we're going to shine a light on some kids from Jasper in a little bit because I got some sweet highlights from the Jags. But shout out to Parker Law Group for coming on board this season. We appreciate you and hope that you'll continue as a sponsor of Lowco Sports for a very long time. And Wes, we promised a little football talk aside from the Ghost. We talked plenty of football with the Ghost, but a little Lowco high school football, if you will. So let's get into our week 1 takeaways. And I think Sam Williams might jump in here if he can get free and talk a little bit with us too, because he was out at the May River game, watched a little of the Bluffton game. I know he watched that SWAC MEAC Challenge game with Jackson State and NC State. So, and he's just fun to talk to. So we're going to see if he jumps in. But what are your big takeaways from week 1 here that jump out?
I was really impressed by the way Ridgeland handled itself on the road at Battery Creek. I think that team's going to be a tough out when you get to this two-region. There's going to be a very strong list of teams you're going to have to go up against there. But to see the Jaguars come in, battle for 48 minutes plus into overtime and come away with a victory against the Battery Creek team that was desperate after a tough showing against Hilton Head the week before, that's some excellent stuff from Rodney Barr. Barr's a great coach. I mean, we saw, as I mentioned, we saw at Lower Richland what he did to elevate that program in a short time. And I think he's really earned the trust. These kids are really starting to get it, and everyone's contributing here on both sides. So I think Ridgeland, starting 2-0, that's absolutely huge. And that brings the energy back in the program, the excitement from the fans, the students to have that kind of start. And then, as you said, if you win a couple, you think you have a chance to win them all, and you just take them one at a time. You never know what can happen. So, really excellent start there for the Jags. I like Hampton County a lot. So far, they've taken care of business against Colleton and Allendale Fairfax. This week, they'll host Emerald, so looking to stay unbeaten. But those dudes are absolute ballers. I mean, there's so many you can rattle off. And Xavier Garvin coming back, he is going to be a dude as well. You got Big Kayvon Chisholm, Mandrell Sanders. That defense is loaded. Yeah, just love the way the energy they play with. That's a fun team to watch, and I cannot wait to see them in person. And then setting up what could be a very interesting game between Beaufort and Hilton Head. Yeah, I do think Beaufort is. I'm not worried, and there's interesting because we got a couple of teams maybe we didn't expect to be 0-2. Beaufort 0-2. Hilton Head Christian coming 0-2. So let's kind of talk about those teams. Are we we're panicking a little bit?
Let's get Sammy in here. He's in the green room. He might have something to add here. Let's get him in here. What's up, Sam Williams?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Looking good.
Fine, man.
No, I'm with you on that, Wes. The surprise 0-2s with Beaufort and Hilton Head Christian. I think they're both fine, but you don't want to be 0-3.
I wouldn't be so worried about Beaufort.
I'm not worried about Beaufort.
Yeah, man. They had a tough slate out the gate.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We were saying they're fine, but we didn't expect them necessarily to be 0-2. But we're not worried. But you also don't want to be 0-3.
Who do they have this week?
They got Hilton Head. They're at the nest. I like Beaufort there. I will say I do know that the Hilton Head had a key injury on defense this week. That's going to set them back a little bit. I think I like Beaufort there, but I expect it to be more competitive than it has been for sure. I mean, last year it was like running clock in the second half because Hilton had like no players, right? Because they were all sick or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the way with Hilton Head plays, they're going to do a good job of keeping it close. Obviously, to lose one of your key defensive players, that's not what you want to see heading to a big game at home. But what I've seen so far when I watched their first game, I thought all 11 players really stepped up to task against Battery Creek. Obviously, Beaufort's a much tougher test. You've got a lot more weapons and just a well-coached team that has proven that it can get done with the veteran coaching staff of Bryce Libert. And even though they lost a few guys, I still like from what I saw from Caleb Ulmer. I thought he looked good against Fort Dorchester. The offense stalled in the second half, but you got to give a lot of credit to that Fort Dorchester defense. They were absolutely flying in that second half, and Eagles just really unable to adjust to what they're doing. And got to give a ton of credit to what the Patriots did there. But I still like who Buford is on offense. I think Samari Bonds is going to be a key factor in kind of how far it goes. And he made some plays in that 4D game that, my God, he is just so tough to contain because you think you have him, and in a moment's notice, he's just able to fly out of there, fly out of the pocket, and pick up a first down. That's hard to do. That's hard to contain. They're able to do it a couple times in the second half, but it is not easy to hold down Samari Bonds with his ability to be that dual threat guy and move the ball on the run. So,
Isaac Smalls had a really good game. Isaac Smalls had 81 rushing yards, 32 yards receiving. That's a good game. Yeah, they got some weapons.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be competitive. I think Buford's just gonna be more hungry. You played two very good teams, but it's tough to be an 0-2, and it's just gonna. I think it's really gonna motivate this coaching staff and most importantly this team to put up a strong performance on the road in a local on local rivalry game. That's always going to get you going as well. But this Hilton Head team, by just the grit they play on defense, they're going to make it tough. But I do think the talents and just the coaching of Buford's, BJ Payne's a great coach, but Bryce Liburn's entire coaching staff is second to none. And I just think they're going to play with more desperation because they kind of need a win like this. You don't want to go in 3, like you said. So, but I expect it to be a fun game. That's where I will be this week, and I hope it's competitive in the second half because I think it actually absolutely could be.
I hope so too, because I'm on color for WSAV, so I want to stay awake in the second half. But no, I think it'll be pretty competitive. But I forgot what I was going to say. I thought of something earlier. I know what I wanted to talk about, Sam. I want to talk about the Bluffton game because that kind of flummoxed me. 41-30, Jenkins. That was interesting to me. And you said the tackling was not bueno in the second half.
And it was a combination of things that just came together. It was a perfect storm. It seemed like they had the game in hand. Yeah. And I kind of turned around, and next thing I know, I saw somebody from Jenkins running untouched down the field. And so I started paying attention. They're going to have to do something with the tackling. Jenkins wasn't slinging the ball around the yard. They were just running. And Bluffton didn't seem to have an answer to stop the run. And then their offense stalled out a little bit. I think the quarterback got injured. The starting quarterback.
Yeah, Bays.
Yeah, Bays got banged up a little bit. But I thought Aiden held his own when he came in.
He'll be fine.
Don't have much trouble. It's just that are they going to be able to stop the run because just about everybody in the region wants to run the ball.
Well, they might have a problem this week against Woodland, then, because Woodland likes to run it, right?
So they'll get a test. Hopefully they'll make some adjustments, and even if they're not able to stop them, at least slow them down a little bit.
You're right. Bass did come out of the game at the end.
Yeah, he got banged up a couple times. He was a soldier, though. He kept getting back in there.
Ridgeway had a good game, though. 73 and 2 touchdowns on 13 carries. That's solid.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Bryant's having a great year, as usual. He's a good player, man. He's an underrated player in every sport. I like Brandon Bryant a lot. He goes hard.
Yeah,
he goes hard, man.
He's that kind of guy that coaches love and teammates love. I mean, he always goes the extra mile, no matter the game, and that's what you love to see from your teammates and from a program as a whole. But I thought it would be competitive. I expected Bluffton to win that game, but these kinds of matchups in the season, this is where you kind of find ways to get better. And so Hayden Gregory is going to take this. Certainly disappointed to not come up on top in this game, but an opportunity to fine tune things and get ready for what should be a battle against a very good Woodland team. So excited for that one.
But back on Hilton Head Christian real quick, they're at 0-2. We started down that path, and then I redirected us. Tough loss to Wilson Hall, 17-10. They get a week off, and then they got to go to Ben Lippen on the road, and then they got to go to Northwood, and then they got Buford Academy at home. And those are not any of them easy games. That Ben Lippen quarterback is a dude. I'm trying to look up his stats because he's a boss. Here he is. Javon Gilmore. I got autoplay Max Prep's video going for me. I love it. Love it.
That's always fun.
Can't focus on anything. Can't even skip it. But Javon Gilmore has passed for 471 yards and 7 touchdowns with no interceptions in the first 2 games. So I
Now,
think
who have they
that
played?
might be.
Who have they played?
I mean, 2 Skeeza teams, but I had to turn it off because I couldn't deal with the video anymore. Here we go. Asheville Christian Academy, they beat them 62-54, and then they beat Heathwood Hall 21-14. So pretty decent private school competition as far as that goes. I mean, teams bigger, schools bigger than Hilton Head Christian, you would think. So that's a tough matchup. And then
Not an easy schedule. I mean, all those games
not at all
are going to be battles. I mean, there's really no easy game on that schedule. They're going to have to bring their best every week if they want a chance to pick up some wins. So Ron Peduzzi's squad, I still believe in this team. I think the talent is there. Sometimes it takes a while to blend together. And I think Dylan Clark's still a little bit more learning to do as starting quarterbacks. But those close losses, they're going to help fire you up. So I expect this team to break through. Not going to be easy, though. That is a very, very tough schedule. But, good effort defensively by Hilton Head Christian Academy. It was 17-10, close games. So, staying in it until the very end, giving yourself a chance. So we'll see. I still think this team has an outside shot to do something special. Obviously, it's a region game. You wanted to win that one, but still a lot of football left to be played, and that's one of those games where you say you competed, you were in it. Now can we make those fine-tuned adjustments to get ourselves over the top? And Ron Peduzzi and his staff, excellent coach. Sean Hopp does a great job. I have faith in this coaching staff that they're going to motivate these players to get to that next year as we progress here in region play.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay. Great coaching staff. They'll get them into shape. They've had a couple tough games. The first one was really brutal. Sam, how about that? We talked with Ghost a little bit about it earlier, but we didn't get too far into it. But how about that Jackson State, SC State game and all the Lowco dudes out there?
It's good to see, man. It's really good to see our guys get to the next level. I was just thinking you were talking about Brandon a few minutes ago, and I remember him from the Bluffton Bulls. When we first got here, it was him, Jaden, and then Jalen. And so to see Jalen at South Carolina State, Rakim's still up there. Even Casey actually got in, got a couple of carries.
So 3 carries and a catch.
Yep, and then there are a couple of Well Branch guys.
Yeah, Irv Mulligan went for 109 and 46-yard touchdown. Jaheim Hazel also was in there. I don't know if they got any defensive stats on here or not. Yeah, they do.
That was so fun, to see not just one team, but both teams have Lowco guys on and seeing compete against each other. It just goes to show the diamonds that we've cultivated and how they've been stepping up at the college level. And it's fun for us to see, especially for them to compete against each other. Do they do like jersey swaps at the college football level like they do?
Oh, no, but they definitely did a picture because Brandon Morton is the running back coach.
But we were missing a couple guys out of that picture, but it was a good picture.
I think that was just the Buford guys in that picture. That was just the all the 843 guys. I know Jayon finished at May River, but he was a Battery Creek guy up till then.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you had the Whale Branch guys, and Coach Brandon Morton, running backs coach for Jackson State, was a Whale Branch guy. So had a lot of 843 up in there though. That was super cool to see. And man, I loved to watch Irv play back in high school. He was a force.
I wish I could have seen him.
And he still is. Yeah. He's even bigger and even faster. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You appreciate it with love. You appreciate it when you're watching them play in high school. Then you get to see them in the big stage. That goes for so many of the
so cool. You boys want to watch some Lowco lights? Talk about it. Let's do it. We got the whole thing here. Oh shoot! It didn't start at the beginning though. We got to see the Dolphins and the Jags.
Yeah.
Got to see my great camera work on the sideline. And here's a little Easter egg. Look, Brooklyn Doherty right there with her knee brace on, teaching Christian Fest how to kick an extra point. Because she's hurt. She's the kicker. There's Barr. Barr does not look like a guy you'd want to get into a rumble with. He looks like a tough dude. There's Mo Brown. So Mo Brown had a touchdown run in the first half. Now he's going. Oh, did you see that?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see that?
Run that back.
Look at number 5.
Smack.
Look at this man. Look at this man.
Ooh,
Son. Now Mo's going all the way the other way. He's going like 160, 170 yards to get this 96-yard pick 6. It was tied 19-19 at that point. Dolphins were driving, so it's 25-19.
oh, look at that! Look at that sideline. Those Ridgeland players are hyped. Just hyped.
Man,
Wow.
there's some serious buy-in from those guys.
Oh,
They believe, and they are bought into Barr, and he's an inspiration to them. But
Well,
Chase
that's
Olsen brings him right back. He got Juju. Chase Olsen got Juju for the touchdown. Naquan. That's our inside joke. His name's Naquan. I freaked him out by knowing that at Media Day. Cheerleaders will do a cheer on demand if you have a camera. I've learned that. Chase Olsen going for the end zone. Jaquise Johnson. We're going to see him again later. Jaquise had himself a game. Now, there was definitely holding on the receiver. The receiver was held 100%.
That's what happened. I was wondering what happened.
Oh, yeah, he totally got held, but no call. High school football. Winston Smith had a heck of a game on both sides of the ball. He is a dog. He is a dog. I'm telling you, this Ridgeland team's different, man. They got 3 different guys who can really hurt you on the ground. They got a couple of guys who can make plays on the edges, and they lay some wood on defense. They obviously gave up 31, but they make mistakes. And then we got – this is the 2-point conversion after Winston scores in overtime. Pops out. Jaquise grabs it. I don't know how we got way down there, but I messed that part up.
Mm-hmm.
I had it right on the other one that I put on WHHI, but not on the one without the voiceover, so my bad. But Jaquise picks up the fumble. Then we got Creek. That's roughing the passer. Y'all got roughing the passer on that?
No. Clean play.
Yeah, it was. It was 3rd down, too, so they get a new set. And is he in?
No.
I don't think so, but they said he was. Touchdown.
Oh.
He was down. I had him down short. So then they get to go for 2. We're streaming it live on Instagram. And no, sir. Ball don't lie.
Wow.
Ball do not lie. Jags win. Jags win 2-0.
That is awesome to see.
That was a fun game.
Competitive lately.
That's
what they have not. They have
That-
not, but
no.
they are now. And then we go to the Isle of Ladies. Isle of Ladies. Chase Paul, great hair. There's Devontae, the GOAT.
Nice game, lads.
You can hear me talking to him. I'll tell you what, though, Hilton Prep defense played the butts off, man. They played really tough. Watch them here getting after Dietrich. Collapse in the pocket. Danny Fernandez and Jake Sheehan.
It was a tight
They
one.
really did. They came out to play. But BA eventually got it going. Just too many weapons. Wore them down.
Yeah. I mean, it's a display of riches. Devontae Green, Jackson Porter, then you got this guy. Nice Zeke, make moves. Zeke, let me.
Sam's trying not to laugh because that Skeeza defense is making him smile. Skeeza lineman size is always a shock to the system if you don't see it regularly. But there goes Jackson Porter. The great thing about Skeeza football is you got running backs and quarterbacks that are bigger than the linemen. Yeah. Nobody can tackle them. What's Jackson Porter here? We got a pinball machine with a joystick on it right here.
Oh, boy.
There's just a whole army of them laying on the ground. That time they keyed on him. He gone. D-Money. So BA rolls 28-0. Then we got Hatcher.
Look at
that thing.
This was just added for comic relief. Hatcher was too good, man. I can't stop laughing about. I just can't stop thinking about Hatcher's hat. And then we got who shot this footage?
I don't know.
Sam
man.
Williams.
Whoever he is great. Look at that steady hand, man.
Look at Ace Haskins. Oh, spinaroo.
You go.
Oh,
unfortunately,
and
there wasn't a whole lot of.
It wasn't much else.
Well, we got Nodelman coming up right here. Here we go. Here comes Nodelman laying the wood.
Watch out.
Doubles back. Oh! Wood. He's got one more wood right here. Here's another wood for Nodelman.
Here he comes.
Ooh.
Textbook tackle. He needs to teach a clinic at Hilton Head Preps. Tackling.
And Bluffton, apparently.
Yeah, right.
We're just messing, y'all. We're just messing.
Yeah.
Touchdown. Yeah, that West Ashley power rushing attack's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Look at Dylan Price's camera work here. We got to get him shooting more
is-
stuff. This is glorious.
Here. Outstanding.
Dylan Clark touchdown. And we got some more wood coming up, boys. Here we go.
Yeah.
This may be the best wood of all right here. This one
Yeah.
is. Oh man, just
Another
watch
one's
this.
got the number one spot for me right now.
I don't know. Watch this. Ooh, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Oh, that's always
All right,
fun.
good times.
Yeah, that's a great way to put a bow on the week. To see all the
Absolutely.
best highlights and
Man,
we had a lot.
that's good times. We need more folks out shooting highlights, so we have even more to share. So if you want to join Team Loco, I mean, Sammy did it with his phone. If he can do it, you can do it. I promise. Just go down there and frame it up, follow it, and send it in, and we'll see if it makes the cut for Loco Lights. Make a reel out of it. We got a bunch of cool reels over there. Go over to Instagram, check out the reels. We got some breakdowns of some of these plays. So, as well as a nice scoop and score from Dorian Alston. That was a good one from Whale Branch. So, well, that does it for our little football segment here. We're going to wind things down, but I want to shout out our Loco Booster Club sponsors. Prime IV Hydration and Wellness over in Belfair Town Village just opened. They'll hook you up with that IV drip with all the vitamins and minerals you need. I know I need one after this weekend out in the sun coaching baseball, but Sammy taking himself out. I see you, Bo. Did you take yourself out, Sam? Or did Wes take him out? He's out.
The segment was
Rooted
over.
Living.
No, I
Rooted Living Wellness. Rooted Living Wellness. Ambrose will take care of you, crack you up, get your chiropractic needs taken care of, get your body feeling right. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom will take care of your floors and get them so clean that your feet will thank you. And Eagle Creations, full-scale promotional products and custom gift producer right here in Okatee. And I'm letting Sam back in. Get back in here, Sam.
Oh,
You
yeah,
good?
all right.
You good? I don't know why Wes kicked you out. He just got a little trigger happy. But those are our Loco Booster Club sponsors. We appreciate y'all, and we're gonna name our teams of the week. We'll let Sam hang around for it. It's all good. We'll take him through to the close. I like his face. It's soothing, comforting to me. But teams of the week, I'm not pulling rank, but I have noted one in the notes, Wes, that I would like to claim. So, who you got for your team of the week?
I'm gonna go with the Maryville girls golf team after that second place performance and Blue Jack Invitational. That's a strong finish, and I'm excited to see what those girls do. I kind of a new look roster, but you still have those two studs coming back in Robinson Truer and then Claire Green, who have been very, very well experienced. With it's interesting. Golf is different because sometimes you really don't play together, but you gotta pump each other up for a round, so it's kind of a different teammate kind of vibe, but still, yeah, it's nice to have those top two players who can put up low scores. So excellent start there for the Maryville girls Sharks, and as they look to contend for another state title, they have been right up there, and it's been great to see a 4A school here keep getting close and eventually they're able to pick up a couple state titles. So. Excited for the Maryville Sharks and certainly be seeing them in action soon as the season really ramps up as we get into these next few months. And before you know it, we'll be getting to some state tournaments pretty soon. So good start there for the Sharks, and I'll give them Team of the Week honors here for this week.
Fair enough. I got to go football this week because I got to go with those Jags, man. That was really cool to see. And I said I love going to cover a game between a couple of teams that don't always win a lot. A couple local teams because one of them's going to be elated at the end of the night, and that was definitely the case the other night. I mean, those Jags were hype, and they were excited to see us on the sidelines. They were excited to hit us up after and be like, "Hey, when's that footage coming out?" So that was cool, and I'm excited for those guys. That's cool. Last year that they're combined. Last ride for Ridgeland and Hardyville together before they split back up. So they got some juice this year. That you mentioned it in passing earlier, Wes, but that region's really tough. Hampton County, Oakland Raiders, man. I'm gonna call them Wade Hampton for a couple of years. Hampton County, you got Barnwell, which lost this week to Blackville Hilda. That was a little surprising. I didn't see that coming. Although I will say, people have told me Barnwell was down a little bit this year. They told me they were going to be down.
They've got a new coach. I'll say that.
Okay, that changes things. That definitely can change things. But Woodland very good, and then I think Edisto is going to be improved too. They won the other night with Livingston and Singleton over there from Estill. So there are going to be some dogfights in there.
Before we move on, just we mentioned at the top about the polls. Only got 2. Buford dropped out, but I mean, they were Ryan EX. You're right, he has just missed out, but Hampton still.
Have you looked at the 3A teams though? Like that 3A is stacked.
It
is absolutely stacked.
Lower State.
You got
some of the other Brooklyn Casey. I mean, it's going to be a.
You got like 14 legitimate like top 10 type teams that are all undefeated still. So like at 0-2, I could not possibly justify keeping Buford in my poll.
Right.
There was no way. Like not even. No. So they got it's not a big deal. They just got to work back in there. And like somebody said on Twitter today, high school rankings in high school sports are the most overrated silly thing ever. It's really just for context. I mean, it's something for us to do as a extra thought exercise, and it's to provide some context so like, oh well, they're a really good team that you just lost to or beat or whatever, but they don't mean anything. I mean, it's none of this even matters. It's region play and playoffs. That's all that matters. Playoffs. Almost went Jim Mora on that one, but Whale Branch at 9. Hampton at 7. I got both of them higher than that on my ballot. I think I got Hampton at 6 though only, and I got Whale at 5. So, but Denmark Olar just got a great win, so you definitely could have popped them up there. There were some weird scores this week. Some really weird scores. There were a few that threw me. It was interesting.
Yeah.
But all right, fellas. Well, I think that's going to do it for another episode of the Lowco Sports Lowdown. Thanks so much to the Ghost Ron Parker for spending some time with us. Always a pleasure. Love talking to that dude. We could get him on every week and I'd be all right with it. We talk about a lot of the same things, though, I think. So probably wouldn't be very fun for other people. Thanks so much to Sam Williams for jumping in and talking sports.
I got to give my guy a shout out, Jackson Bybee.
Absolutely.
Slinging the rock.
You're gonna go Hilton. You're gonna go Hilton Head for your team of the week,
man.
Nice.
I got to go with my man BJ Payne, 2-0 out the gate, and I'm gonna go on the record now and say we're winning on Friday. Hilton Head in the upset.
Oh, Sammy got Hilton Head over Buford. Hot takes like that are gonna get you booked on the show again, buddy. Keep those hot takes coming. We'll keep the segments coming for you. We got to get some people stirred up around here. But well, thanks again to Sam. Thanks to the Ghost. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make it all possible. And thanks most of all to y'all for showing up to listen or watch. That's going to do it for this one. But until next time, go Lowco. The Lowco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.